Hi there, Adrian Cahill here. I'm a professional coach, but I'm about to share with you some really cool stuff about mindfulness, meditation, and reprogramming the brain. So is it cool with you if I share with you the most direct, high impact, valuable stuff that I've learned the last 10, 20 years in my adventure in professional development? Is it okay if I get straight in to give you the best of the best? Okay. Now, in the following videos, I'm going to share with you the 3 core concepts in mindfulness or in meditation. I'm going to share with you how the brain works and the importance of breathing and how that all actually works in short form. And I'll share with you 1 or 2 of my favorite meditations, and I'll also share with you the number 1 takeaway you need to actually start meditating on a regular basis and have it work for you where it normally goes wrong for everyone else. You see, most people suck at meditating. It's not natural, it's not easy, but it can be with the tips I'll share with you, okay? Now, for this very short video here, I'd like to share with you something that most people know a little bit about or have seen before in school. You may remember this thing from school, Maslow's Hierarchy of Human Needs. Okay, so most people know this from school, okay? People need these in order to move towards self-fulfillment or self-actualization. The first thing we need is to survive. Food, water, and as we move up. Now, this is kind of basic stuff, but you need to remember this from school, right? And you can't be really happy or loved if these core needs aren't met. But the insight that you'll find in meditation is that after food and water, core needs like security, safety, love, tribes, having a group of people, having a group of friends, esteem, self-fulfillment, all this stuff beyond food and water is in the head. There are people right now in places like Syria, and some people there actually feel safe right now. Now, those people might be in a shelter, but they feel safe. And now, there are some people here in Australia who don't feel safe. Safety and security is in their head. Now, if you look from a biology perspective, if you're worried about dying, if you're worried about getting shot or going starving, then your focus, your complete focus will be on surviving. If your core needs are safety, security, belonging to a group of people, having love, being loved, if that is at risk, your body is going to be focused on creating the hormones of adrenaline, for example, and the stress hormones to give you the energy to fight, flight, to get your basic needs met. In prehistoric times, if there was a tiger, if it came for us, we would pretty well die, unless we ran really, really fast. If there's a snake near us, we can die. It only takes 1 bite or 1 tiger to take our life. Therefore, when we see a tiger or a threat, we have the energy to run. 2017, 2018, there's no more tigers around in the civilized places anyway. But there are other threats, such as the mother-in-law, being caught for something, imposter syndrome, having other people think that we're not as good as we are. That stuff, those kind of social fears create in our body the same kind of reaction that lions used to give us. Your mother-in-law can be as scary as a dinosaur. So what happens is, when we are exposed to fear, or when we think fear, our bodies will create the extra hormones to handle that fear at a cost. And that cost is switching off the immune system. That cost is speeding up the brain frequency so we can think rapidly to survive. But the problem is, a lot of people live in heightened states of fear, heightened states of not being good enough, heightened state of, am I loved? Therefore, they go around from day to day experiencing extra high amounts of stress, extra high amounts of the adrenaline, the chemicals in our body to make us run fast. And we're running from job to job, from place to place, all day long. So our bodies spend an amazing amount of the day in the stressed out fight or flight response. Now, thousands of years ago, we would get into the fight and flight response and run away from a tiger or run into battle. For how long? A few minutes. Run from a tiger only for a few seconds. Yet we experience that stress in our life today, and it goes on for a very long period of time. Hence, that really stresses out our body. And we don't have the energy and the immune system to live happy lives. Our body doesn't have the energy to recover. I don't want to talk about women, but imagine all the women out there trying to have babies and the men trying to support women. It's no wonder depression, anxiety is through the roof, because we're spending higher and higher amounts of our time in the high stressed out, which is terrible for our body. Now, you might have picked up that I also mentioned the brain going faster. Now, I'd like to share with you something. Golf before a Tinder date. It's my little acronym for remember, all right? So, generally when we're asleep, we're in delta. These are the brain waves going really slow, and we're asleep. So it's not actually date, it's D for delta. The delta waves really slow when we're asleep, and as we wake up, we quickly go through theta, alpha, up to beta. The gamma is where our brain's going really fast. So we'll spend the majority of the day here, the majority of the night asleep here. And as we go to sleep and wake up, we'll go through here. Now, the real idea of meditation is to go lower. You can't go to sleep when you're being chased by a dragon. So for me, in my belief, the core idea behind meditation is to consciously choose to lower our brain frequency to go into an altered state. And that is a meditative state. And in those lower meditative states, we can work on retraining the brain, reprogramming the brain, changing our filters, changing our personality. Now, if you want to change your personality, and you're currently in a city like Shanghai or Beijing, Hong Kong, running from place to place to place to place, and all your energy is going on running and meeting deadlines and going chop, 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 are you going to change your personality? Are you really going to change your personality? Are you really going to make a change or a difference? No. You're going to be focused on surviving, getting to the next thing. Because if you don't, you might get fired. Or if you don't, you might miss a deadline, you won't get the extra money, or you won't be good enough, you won't be loved. Hence, a high majority of people are running around the city, not just stressed out, but the brain waves are in the extra high beta. The brain waves are going extra fast all day long. Hence the power of meditation. Slow down the brain waves. Slow down the heart rate. Get into a calm, coherent state where we can work on changing ourselves. Okay? From a calm, relaxed place, we're able to change ourselves. But from a heightened state, it's not going to happen because we're going to be focused on surviving, focus on ourselves to the next step. Now, with meditation, it's not about getting to the next step. It's about getting into the realm of possibility. It's about getting into the idea that there's so much more. Okay, so in the next videos, I'll share the concepts, and rather than the brainwaves, I'll focus much more on the heart. I'll focus much more on breathing and the 3 core concepts you need to do in order to breathe. In order to breathe calmly, in order to get into a calm, relaxed state. From that state, the magic will happen. Okay, so please feel free to ask any questions in the comments section, wherever I may post this, or give me a call. I love to talk with people. That's all I do all day long. I'm talking to people. Okay, so feel really free. Feel really free and feel excited if you like to. Feel curious to check out the rest of the videos, but really feel free and happy to call me up for a chat. Okay. Thank you very much, and we'll move on to those 3 core concepts. Okay. Thank you very much. Namaste.